Saludos amis, soyez bienvenue sur Spoken French. Hi everyone, Louis here, Chapin Trebolero. You may want to follow me at Chapin Trebolero for adventures in Spanish. You could also follow me at Aprender Inglés en Minutos if you are in the process of learning English. And this is Spoken French video 137. So we're going to be working and learning how to talk about enterprise positions. What's your position within the enterprise, the company? All right, well, hopefully you're going to be the CEO. All right, that would be cool, right? All right, numéro un, un employé. Male or female, you pronounce it employé. And then we have executive, the manager, encadra. Numéro 2, encadra. 3, un dirigeant, leader, executive, un dirigeant, leader, executive leader. Un chef de service, so a department head or whoever is the head of that department. Okay, un chef de service. And then we have un director, directriz, so the director. They nowadays could also be called managers, right? Managers. Un president, okay, the president, un president. All right, let's see. Número 7. Set, it's very important. Número 7, très important. Un PDG, or in English known as a CEO. Okay. Un PDG, like that. P, the letter P, D, G. Un PDG. President, director general. Un PGD. With un fondateur, fundatriz. Okay, well, those are the founders, right? Founders. And then we have neuf, c'est an stagiaire, an intern, someone doing the internship. An stagiaire, stagiaire. You pronounce it the same. Un stagiaire, an intern, someone doing internship, right? And then we have this, an assistant, male, an assistant, assistant, un secrétaire, an office clerk, right? An office clerk, secretary. That word is not really used in English. We would say an office clerk, right? Okay. And then número 2, okay, un comptable, the accountant, the bookkeeper, un contable. Número 3, un responsable, RH, okay, RH manager, un responsable, RH, okay, les ressources humaines, human resources, okay, un responsable, RH, número 14, okay, número 14, un technicien, un technicien, 14, 15, numéro 15, un ingénieur, 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 okay, so an ingénieur, un ingénieur, un. You pronounce engineer, you pronounce it the same. Ingénieur, engineer, engineer. Un ingénieur, un ingénieur, engineer, engineer, engineer. I'm mispronouncing it in English. Like engine, engineer, 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 engineer. Okay. Número 6. Número 6. Un informaticien, un informaticien, an IT specialist, IT, un informaticien, un informaticien, un informaticien, un informaticien. So the article, okay, un informaticien, un informaticien. Okay, número 17. Un commercial, un commercial. Okay, un commercial, un commercial. A salesperson, salesperson. Un commercial, un commercial. This with un vendor, un vendus, an associate. Un vendor, un vendus, an associate. Associate, you know, at a department store. Un vendor, un vendus. 19, un agent d'accueil. Un agent d'accueil. Okay, agent d'accueil, receptionist. Receptionist. Un agent d'accueil. Un agent d'accueil, receptionist. Let's see. Número 20. Okay. Un consultant. Un consultant. Un consultant, un consultant, a consultant. Okay. Número 21. Un formateur, un formatrice. Un formateur, un formatrice. So that's a trainer. Un formateur, un formatrice. Un formateur. Un formateur, un formatrice. Un formateur, un formatrice, a trainer. Un supervisor, un supervisor. Un supervisor, un supervisor. Un supervisor, un supervisor. Okay, a supervisor, right? Supervisor. Okay, and then un responsable de projet, so the project manager, un responsable de projet, un responsable de projet, project manager. 24, un chef d'équipe, the team leader, chef d'équipe, team leader. Un collaborateur, un collaboratrice. So collaborateur, collaboratrice, you would say like a colleague, collaborateur, collaboratrice, pretty much saying un colleague, right? You could also say le collègue. Parce qu'en French, in French we also say le collègue, le collègue, la collègue, le collègue, les collaborateurs, okay? But collaborator, collaboratrice also means team member. So team member is probably better than colleague, because colleague you could say le collègue, la collègue, okay? Team member, un collaborateur, collaboratrice, team member, okay? What else? 27, c'est un salarié, 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 un salarié. Ok, 21, un formateur, une formatrice. 22, un superviseur, un superviseur. 23, un responsable de projet, project manager. Un chef d'équipe, un team leader, un collaborateur, un collaboratrice, un team member or colleague, un entrepreneur. 26, entrepreneur, un entrepreneur. Okay, so entrepreneur, businessman, businesswoman, or entrepreneur. That's the same thing as in English. 27, un salarié, employee on payroll. You have to be on the payroll. If you are on the payroll, you are un salarié. Okay, let's do one with so an anterimer, it's a temporary worker. Anterimer, like the internship. An anterimer, temporary worker. An anterimer. Un freelance, like in English. Un travailleur indépendant. Un travailleur indépendant. Un travailleur indépendant. Un freelance, like in English. Un ouvrier, a worker, a laborer. Could be day worker. Un ouvrier. Et finalement, 31, un chef d'entreprise. Un chef d'entreprise, a business owner. Un chef d'entreprise. Okay, once more. An intérimaire, a temporary worker. Freelance, a freelancer. Or you could say un travailleur indépendant. Un ouvrier. Un chef d'entreprise. Entreprise sounds like a Z. Entreprise. Business owner. All right, continue to practice. Good luck. Bon chance.